We're really focused on carbon management, and particularly the avoidance, the removal, and the utilization of emissions. And really, how do you do this in an affordable way, in an accessible way, and how do you do it in a manner that's globally scalable? And one of the things that's both fascinating and daunting about the carbon management challenge is that we produce more carbon dioxide than anything else that humanity has ever produced. The problem is all of this carbon dioxide is a waste, and we allow it to accumulate in the atmosphere. And that leads to climate change and where we are today. When we set up this institute, we were really focused on thinking about pathways by which we could affect and effect carbon management, with really a view on thinking about non-geological sequestration pathways, right? So thinking about approaches where you do not put carbon dioxide into reservoirs within the earth as a matter and manner of storing it. We were really focused on everyday industries. We were focused on things like cement and concrete. I trained to be a cement chemist for whatever it's worth. We were focused on things like energy at large, because the energy sector is such a big contributor to carbon emissions. And then we were focused on, what sort of enabling technologies are really necessary to make carbon management feasible. As a function of the fact that I trained to be a civil engineer, cement and concrete is sort of dear to me. We can't imagine a world without cement and concrete, but this is a big industry, and it's a industry that has a massive challenge. So the production of cement, which is the glue that holds concrete together, is responsible for nearly 10% of global carbon emissions. And so this is a sector that we were really focused on. We've often heard about the idea that there's a need to remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. There's a need to prevent carbon dioxide from getting to the atmosphere. But current pathways are really expensive, and we were interested in things and ideas around, can you really create valuable products that could reduce the cost of carbon management? And this is where we were really interested in this idea of turning carbon dioxide into concrete. This is also the thesis around which we worked on Project Sea Change, which has now turned into a company called Equatic, which produces hydrogen while simultaneously affecting carbon removal from the oceans. In each case, you can see that there's a thesis around it, that you produce a product that allows you to offset the cost of carbon management. And that's sort of how we've headed off on this journey.